This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell. A lot of stories were tracking, including an absolute bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable.
Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello and welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes for guilty as pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her, and I am your resident reality TV historian.
I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the skeptic turned co-conspirator.
I'm Kelson, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm still jaded about Panda Express giving me that sweet tea instead of the root beer.
Tough.
Yeah. Together we unpack crimes, quite like the one where Panda
I got
Express
sweet
gave
tea
you the wrong
instead of
drink.
root beer, yeah.
And together we brief each other on crimes and determine who is guilty in the reality TV courts.
Yeah. I've got an interesting crime for you today.
I'm excited about this one.
Me too.
Bring you up to speed. A little different from some other crimes we've covered. There's we'll talk about it.
Well, it's not a reality TV star on reality TV star crime. It's a
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
production on reality star crime. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll decide later.
terrorist attack.
Yes. we are taking it back to 2001.
I wonder what those two things have in common.
Yeah, right. We're taking it back to 2001 here. This is the oldest crime we've ever covered.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think the oldest before this was 2004.
2004, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2001, some bangers in culture. We had Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Wow.
We had Shrek.
Yeah.
The first Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow.
And Monsters, Inc. all came out in
Monsters, Inc.
2001.
Shrek and Monsters Inc. in the
favorite.
same.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were
We were
eating.
way
We were
below
eating. We
that.
were well fed.
Yeah.
And Monsters, Inc. And Shrek, they both hold up.
Oh, they
Like,
absolutely
I've watched
do.
them probably both within the past 2 years or
Yeah,
so.
me
They're
too.
both really
Freaking
good.
love Monsters Inc.
That's my favorite Pixar movie.
It's tied
It's
with
up there.
like 3 others.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't pick a favorite.
Yeah, which
you know?
other ones?
The Incredibles.
Oh, also very good.
And it reminds me of my family.
I think Up for me.
Oh,
Up
I
is-
hate Up.
Ooh.
I started bawling the first 10
Yeah.
minutes of that movie, and I did not stop the entire time. I don't remember anything that happened. I just remember crying. I do love Finding Nemo.
Finding
Nemo
classics.
slaps.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Also Inside Out.
That's
Yeah. I
a good
haven't
one.
seen Inside Out 2 yet.
Me neither.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The first one's better.
Probably better.
Yeah.
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 That's how
2000
it is with most sequels for Pixar, especially.
True.
Yeah.
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 2001 was also the first iPod was released on iPad. Also the year that Britney and Justin wore their denim outfits
Oh
to
my God.
the American Music Awards.
Iconic.
Yeah. So big year for culture, 2001.
Yeah.
What were some big songs from 2001?
Hanging by a Moment by Lifehouse.
I might know that if I hear it, but
yeah,
I
but
can't
I
tell
don't-
you.
yeah.
It's butt rock, dad rock.
Yeah.
Butt rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Falling by Alicia Keys.
Okay.
All For You, Janet Jackson. Drops of Jupiter by Train.
That
Banger.
early?
Yeah, that was 2001.
Wow.
I'm Real by Jennifer Lopez, featuring Ja Rule. And If You're Gone, Matchbox 20 were the top 6 singles of
Yeah, I
2001.
really don't know those. I guess we
I-
were too young in
Yeah.
2001.
I'm confident if we heard those, we would recognize them, but based on name alone, I can't tell you.
I'm also
most of
confident
those.
Britney released something that year.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think she, it was 2000, and then
Oh, and then 2003
After-
or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. What a weird year.
Anyway, we'll be talking about Big Brother Season 2. This 2001, late 90 into 2001, 2002 was back, the real start of primetime reality TV. And that was when reality TV was a summer thing. American Idol was the summer slate for Fox. Big Brother was the summer thing in summer 2000, summer 2001.
And they needed space they needed something
They
to
needed
fill.
something to fill
Yeah,
between
yeah.
the shows. So
Big Brother's on what, CBS?
yes.
Yeah.
And this was the first 2001 was the first year of Survivor. So those two shows were their summer,
Yeah.
their big summer
Programming.
things. This was summer, and we'll talk about how that plays into the rest of this episode. So we're gonna just do. Well, first let's get into our people of interest today. We'll mainly be talking about Monica Bailey. She, along with Will and Nicole, are the last 3 contestants left in Big Brother Season 2. And then we'll be talking about Monica's cousin, Tamitha.
Okay.
Tamitha
So is
Freeman.
Tamitha on the show?
Tamitha is not on the show.
Gotcha.
We talking
First time
about-
we've had a person of interest who's not
on the show.
camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do a quick refresh. This is going to be for your purposes. This is 2 clips immediately back to back, clip 1 and clip 1A. Just a refresh on the Big Brother rules.
Yeah, I've never actually watched any Big Brother.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, quick refresh here on Big Brother and what goes on in the house.
Yeah.
This is the new Big Brother house. 12 strangers will soon enter these rooms. They are about to embark on a 3-month journey. Their every move, word, and thought covered by dozens of cameras and microphones. There is no privacy. Each day within these walls, they will compete for food, for luxuries, even for power. Once a week, they'll vote to evict one of their own. In the end, only one will remain and claim the $500,000 prize. This is Big Brother 2. From Beverly Hills to Brooklyn to Opelousas, Louisiana, these strangers have very little in common except the courage to leave their homes and live in confinement for the next 3 months. As you all know, once you walk through the double doors, there will be no phones, no TV, no internet, no music, virtually no contact with the outside world. And as for privacy, that's a thing of the past.
The decor is so 2001.
I know, isn't
It's
it?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Everything looks like the basement of your friend's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
So the big thing about Big Brother is there's no contact with the outside world. They're locked in this house for 3 months.
The no privacy thing weirds me out a little bit. Like, even in the bathroom.
I believe that you have privacy in the stalls, but if you're like washing your hands in the sink or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
I think this was the first show to do like
I think so.
that consistent.
Yeah, because the only other
Okay.
like big reality TV show at the time was Survivor
And-
or
and,
like
like, The
American
Bachelor.
Idol. The whole gimmick is they
Yeah.
were on camera the whole time.
Yeah.
That's wild.
yeah. What was that MTV? The
Real World.
Real World. That's what I was trying to think of. That did it, but that was like reality show versus this is Big Brother's a competition show.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
We should cover Real World.
Oh, I'm sure there's some.
Yeah,
crimes
there's
on that.
plenty there.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So here's a little side crime for you. This is just like I was watching this and it ratcheted me back into 2001.
Oh no.
boy.
Bonky's awesome. Bonky's awesome. But like right off the bat, just because he's so nice and the way he talks and everything like that. If he didn't say he was married, I would have had suspicions. I probably would have been like, well, maybe he's the most effeminate out of all the guys.
I didn't say I had a wife. They said, are you married? I feel that I'm married. They didn't say, do you have a marriage license? Did I lie?
We've had some discussions about, hey, where's the gay guy? And we've had some discussions, hey, where's the lesbian? And I was like, geez, Justin, you scared me with that gay thing. I cannot imagine that you're gay. And he was kidding, of course, but we were all kind of searching for the gay guy. It's deviant, it's perverse, and it's a lifestyle that 90% of Americans don't want anywhere near their families or themselves. I want to be with people I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable with you. Gosh, Bunky is a super sweet guy.
I'm all about respect, you know what I'm saying? Don't push it on me.
Don't.
Whatever it is.
It used to be sickos, weirdos, and freaks. Now it's alternative lifestyle. And it's not cool to not think that's cool. But don't come throw it in my face and try to tell me it's normal. I think he's honest and sincere. He and I are going to hook up, okay?
You and Justin?
Justin.
What do you mean hook up?
In terms of I'm never, ever going to nominate him. And he's never, ever, ever going to nominate me, okay? Let's the four of us, or the 5 of us, make a pact right now, an alliance, if you will, to say, look, let's try to win every damn head of household we can and get rid of everybody else in this house except us 4. And let's go to the very end with this thing.
And he said he'll never vote for me. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait till you find out I'm gay. Then you might vote for me.
I'm getting hate crime today.
Holy shit. That is unbelievable.
That's so
I mean, it's not
funny.
remotely unbelievable.
Yeah, no,
like, 97% of Americans don't want to be anywhere near the gays.
I love how production's cutting this together.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like saying like
that was masterfully done.
Yeah, it was really well
But
done.
it was, I was watching this, I was like, Oh, right. This is 2001.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, it wasn't even legal to. So when
Right.
they
No,
said
yeah.
he's married,
He
he
yeah.
has a long, like a
He has a life
domestic
He has a life
partnership,
partner.
but not,
yeah.
But
and they
not
just
a-
assume that because he's married to a
Yeah.
woman,
He-
because
he-
he cannot
exactly.
be married to a man.
It is
Wow.
so. I love the queer community because it's so funny to be like, did they ask if I have a marriage license? No.
No. Duncan feels like he's married.
Yeah,
so,
and I stand by that, but
always
it's so funny.
forget that gay marriage was not legal till we were in high
Yep.
school.
High school, yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
Did you guys know that I cried when I found out gay marriage was legalized?
No.
It took me another 8 years to figure out I was bisexual.
Oh,
You're
no.
so gay.
I was crying. I was like, I'm just so happy for them.
Yeah.
literally.
Little do you know that you are them.
Yeah,
Yes.
literally.
Well, that was our little that was our little misdemeanor.
Yes.
Just sprinkled in there. Just thought that would be a fun little
is
addition
so
here.
funny.
Oh, man.
All right, so it's 9/11.
Yeah.
We've reached the end of the summer.
Yeah,
We're going to be watching mostly clips from episode 29
Oh,
of,
wow,
of
yeah.
this. So it's 9/11. We've reached the end. There's 3 contestants left. It's Monica, Will, and Nicole.
Do they compete in the same way like Survivor does, with like that kind of competition style where they're like games and stuff they have to win? Is that how Big
Correct.
Brother works?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got
You
it.
compete for head of household, and
And then everybody votes off who is slacking essentially, or who was too much of a threat.
no, at least how it was season 2. I have heard that the rules have changed since then. Whoever wins the head of household challenge is head of household. They get their own room for the night,
Wow.
and don't have to like share rooms with everybody else.
Yeah.
And they get to nominate 2 people who are voted on by everybody else.
So people go to the head of household to be like, hey, don't nominate me. Like,
Two
I'll do
people get
this.
nominated. If you are one of those 2, you have a 50% chance of going home.
Exactly,
Got
and
it.
then everybody else votes for the
For
Exactly.
whoever. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So this is last 3 people left. We're at the end of the season, and it's the end of the summer. It's 9/11, and 9/11 happens. Production decides to tell the 3 of them what happened.
Yeah. Which,
And
that must have been so tough for production to decide,
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think they made the right choice in saying it. But there's probably part of you, though, that is like, maybe
we
you know,
just
we're
let it-
we're
Do we
almost done.
we're almost done. Do we just let it
Just
go?
let it
Yeah, like, do
ride.
we? Yeah,
We'll tell them
because there's
after.
probably like 2 weeks left or something at this
Yeah,
point.
correct.
Wow.
There's it's almost the end of the season.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine if they didn't tell them you didn't know about 9/11 for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then you go back
It's
and
like
everyone's-
9/21.
Yeah.
So something that probably played into their decision,
Yeah.
production's decision to tell them, Monica's cousin worked at the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Did
So
that come up?
let's watch.
Well, I meant before they told them.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I think they got in contact with all of their families
Oh,
just to
okay.
be able to
Just to
tell
make-
them,
Okay.
hey,
Gotcha.
everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh wow.
So let's watch this clip.
Okay.
The news hit Monica especially hard. Her cousin Tamitha worked at the World Trade Center, and as of this taping 4 days later, she remains unaccounted for. Monica asked us to contact her family to tell them that her prayers are with them. Her family told her to stay strong. All the house guests are heeding the advice.
Today, there was a terrorist attack at the World Trade Centers. Okay. The World Trade Centers were hit by some hijacked commercial airliners. They don't know who did this. People were evacuated. People did get out. It's kind of chaos in New York City, but we have been in contact with your family and with everybody's family in the house.
Okay.
But I wanted to tell you separately just because we've talked to your sister. Your sister and your niece are fine, okay? But she wanted you to know this news, that this happened because you have a cousin who works at the World Trade Center, okay? Tamitha, all right? She did go to work this morning, okay? The situation is they're waiting to hear from Tamitha. It doesn't mean anything bad, okay, at this point. I just want you to know this.
Okay.
Today, there was a terrorist attack, okay? Everyone in your immediate families, we spoke to everyone and they were fine. Monica does have a cousin who works at the World Trade Center, Tamitha. But Monica, we promise that we will continue to call you in as we talk to your sister as she waits by the phone.
They did take out part of Washington, D.C., as well as New York.
I cannot believe what happened outside this.
Pennsylvania.
Well,
Pennsylvania.
No, you know what happened with that? The fourth captain, the pilot, he just took it down. A rural field in Pennsylvania.
They wanted him to go.
Yeah, you don't hit the Pentagon, the World Trade Center in a rural field. He was like, this, I'm out.
I'm out.
He was a hero. Monica's attitude toward this is just reiterates how strong of a woman Monica is.
She has been absolutely amazing. She's a rock.
I'm just hoping and praying and for the best.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom learning about, like, you can tell when they're telling her that it's not even really hitting.
It's not, yeah, she hasn't processed this at all.
Because even, like, hearing what happened, it's not until you actually, like, see what happened.
Right.
That
Well,
you can,
and
like,
it's all of them, all three of them, you can tell, like, they're not really processing any of this.
Yeah.
They're just repeating facts that they're hearing.
Yeah. So much, I think, of what made 9/11 so impactful was the footage.
Exactly.
Like, everyone seeing it happen live.
Yeah.
Seeing the replays on TV.
Because
Like, all
just
that
hearing
stuff.
about it, it doesn't feel real. It means nothing.
Yeah.
It's an unfathomable thing. But wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow.
That's crazy.
And to be unaccounted for 4 days later is really...
That's so tough.
Yeah. So this next clip, they do continue to update Monica throughout the day, throughout this time of filming.
Just to give you another update, the family is together, and they are still looking.
Monica's showing what she's made of. She's a very strong woman. I've never seen someone so calm and, the face of something this big, and I think it says a lot about her character.
What's important to me is that my family is in New York taking care of that business. Whether I leave tomorrow or I stay, whatever, if they're not here and they can't get here, that's not important to me. I want them to not focus their energy on me here.
Right.
Focus everything they got there, because I'm going to be okay. I want to let my family know that I'm praying for them. I'm with them, mind, body, and soul, and I pray for all the other families.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to Monica, her family, and all of the people who have been affected by the tragic events of September 11th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd want to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to want to go home, but also, again, if, I don't think they fully grasp it.
What, right.
Like,
what's actually
and
happened.
And that's nothing on them.
Totally.
It's not saying that, like, they're not capable of grasping it.
No, but, like, you don't understand what it means for a plane to hit a building until you actually, like, see the footage of it.
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, we were so young, I don't remember, but I don't even know if it would be possible for Monica to get back
home.
to New
That's
York
true.
at that point anyway.
Yeah.
So, she was probably
totally
just better off. I think this was filmed in L.A.
I think so, yeah.
At this point, they didn't know who did it, right?
Yeah.
It took a
No.
while.
So,
So it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're just picking up bits and pieces as everybody else was, but, they're not seeing any of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I were in Monica's shoes, I don't think I'd want production to call me in unless there was an update. Like, it seemed like they brought her back in to be like, we're still looking, like, we're still doing it. It's like, I feel like there probably was, like, a moment of hope when she was told she has to go talk to production, and then she gets, nothing has changed, everything's still the same. I understand them wanting to kind of keep her updated in that way. They probably had just gotten a call from her sister or something to confirm.
I'd want to know everything at the same... I don't know. It's tough. I obviously don't know how it would feel.
How would you mean that?
Yeah. That's horrifying.
And that's also with saying I believe all of us were still in outside Philly when this happened, so we were relatively close
enough that it was like my whole school got sent home that day.
Oh yeah, me too. I was really annoyed because one of my friends, it was her birthday and there were cupcakes and stuff. We didn't get to have them.
Dang.
I was really annoyed.
I was like so we got parents got the choice of taking kids out or not.
Yeah.
I lived across the street from my elementary school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents didn't take me out because they were like, there's no difference.
Yeah, if you're across
the street
or not.
Right.
So I was like one of 3 kids left.
Me
by
too.
The end of the day.
My parents were like, "You're safer there."
Probably.
We're not gonna hit Abington Friends School. Like, stay there. We're not leaving work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went over to Katie's place.
That makes sense.
I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I very distinctly remember that day.
Yeah.
But it's a weird.
It's a weird.
Yeah. But I think about when the pandemic hit. Like, I wanted to be with my family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's just kind of, I feel like 9/11 is a very similar...
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Impactful trauma.
100%.
Yeah. Pun intended.
Yes. So this next clip, production is like, they're just trying to get on with the game, it feels like.
Yeah.
And it is definitely clear that the 3 contestants are still very much processing everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And you tell me, but it feels like they were given some like media training on how to talk about this.
Oh, right.
Let's watch.
The house seems empty. Will has no one left to spot him while he works out. Monica's running out of backgammon opponents. And Nicole's cleaning up is finally slowing down. The 3 are sitting in the living room. Let's talk to them now. Hi, house guests.
Hi, Julie.
How's everyone doing tonight?
All right, how are you?
I'm okay. Been better.
Yeah.
Monica.
Yes.
We know it's been an especially tough week for you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just keeping the faith and praying and keeping a positive attitude. So that's what I've been doing all week, staying focused, you know?
Sounds smart.
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah.
There once were 12 people in that house, and now there's just the 3 of you. What's it like to be in the final 3?
This week we haven't really even thought about it because of the things that have been going on in the nation. Sorry, I'm really emotional about it. But it's very odd. It's been more like we're just hanging out in our apartment and haven't been thinking of it as a game or anything, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. Will, do you agree as well?
I agree. You know, I can't. I guess I speak on behalf of us here, but we just want to say that we don't know exactly what's going on, but we sense this sorrow, and our wishes and thoughts go out to America.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's much appreciated out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I don't even know so much if that's media training as much as it is just them being like, well, what am I even supposed to say?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
It makes, like, I question whether they even should have told them, because it clearly, like, takes them out of it to a degree.
Yeah.
But also, the crew knew.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how do you can't really avoid
hide that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a mess. You can't not.
You can't not
Yeah.
tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
And it's also like, if you didn't tell them, it's like, oh, so you're prioritizing this game over quite literally the lives of thousands of people.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that's happened in America, like, probably
Ever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, tough all around.
Yeah.
Let's get there one more clip here, and then we'll chat on everything involved. So Monica was eliminated in episode 29.
I was hoping she'd win.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
She's eliminated. Episode 30 is finale, and it's Will and Nicole. But we don't care about that. Monica comes back for the reunion. That's part of that final episode to vote for the winner. And there's just her perspective from post leaving the house. She doesn't sound like she was able to go home.
Yeah,
afterwards.
they're probably still sequestered.
I think she was. Yeah, no, everyone else prior to her who was eliminated had gone home. Like, there were clips of them like being at home after their time in the house.
Okay.
Because it's the whole summer.
Get
like,
to New York?
I mean, it was episode 29 where she was eliminated, and there was probably like a day or two between.
Did they go right into the reunion on Big Brother?
Yeah, because it's part of because they're there to vote.
Yeah,
for
the last two people,
I didn't
everyone else
realize
votes who
that.
wins.
Yeah,
Okay, makes sense.
It's like the jury on Survivor. It's the same thing as Survivor, just not in the wilderness, essentially.
Yeah, but in Survivor, the reunion, at least in the seasons I've seen, it's like months after.
True. Yeah, no, this is all in real time.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So,
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, she's back, but it seems like they, put her up in a hotel for a day, and then she's just so like
back,
maybe she had time to call some family members, but that's probably about it.
Right.
Welcome back to Big Brother. Tonight, the 9 evicted house guests have returned to decide who will win Big Brother 2. But first, some serious developments and surprises about their own lives. Let's find out what's going on. Welcome back, everyone.
What's up, Julie?
You all look amazing.
Thank you.
Clean up really nice. Monica, you and I spoke just a few days ago.
Yes.
You were the first out of the final 3 to walk out of the house since the tragic and unimaginable events of September 11th. I'm curious to know, how are you handling it?
I'm handling it very fine. I feel good. I'm keeping my energy focused because I'm leaving on Saturday, and I stored it where it needs to be. And Saturday, I deal with the second part of it.
You're ready to go back to
I'm
New
ready
York?
to go back, and I have to face it, and I'm ready for it, and I'm prepared. but I feel all right, and I feel good. I've been getting nothing but love, so I'm all right. Y'all are my family, so that made it so much better. And I thank y'all.
You're strong. You're a strong woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't imagine like not being there for 9/11 and then having to like go without knowing what anything looks like
for several days.
Yeah.
I mean, she's handling it really well. It still doesn't feel like she's. In this clip, it feels like she's processed it a little bit more than when she was still in the house, but it's feels like she's still figuring it out as she goes.
Yeah, totally.
I will say definitely something with 9/11. For one thing, it's also interesting hearing them always refer to it as September 11th, and over time it's become 9/11.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like interesting. But that's, everyone was on the same page then. Like, after the events, like the entire country was on the same page of like, this is a tragedy. We should support the people who have family members who are missing and stuff like that. So I do think that there genuinely was a lot of support for her coming from cast, coming from crew, like
fans,
you know, all that kind of stuff.
You're saying we need another traumatic event to bring America back together?
Yikes.
Let me get the plane.
Yeah.
It's the only way to fix the nation.
Exactly.
No, but it definitely does seem like she's processing it more, but also trying really hard to kind of compartmentalize and be like, I need to finish what I'm doing here, and then I can go handle it. You know?
How else are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
So I did find a Screen Rant article about Tamitha.
Okay.
So she did pass. The article stated that she was in North Carolina on September 10th, and her flight back home to New York was scheduled for 8 p.m., got canceled or delayed until 11 p.m., so she got back to New York super late, and her dad, kind of pleaded with her to take the day off on 9/11, and she said no, she went into work anyway.
That's so tough.
She worked in the second tower, and her and some coworkers all ran down, but she forgot her purse. So she ran. Her coworker told her forget about it.
Yeah.
She didn't listen, ran back up, and she was never heard from again.
Oh god.
So she had several possible near misses, and unfortunately just didn't.
Wow,
that's so tough.
Horrifying.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's being in second tower, you don't think there's going to be
another
day.
Yeah.
So you probably are like, okay, well it's happening in the other tower. We have to evacuate. I need my keys and my wallet.
Right,
like,
exactly.
I mean, especially depending on how far down she got. Like, maybe it's only 2 flights back up.
Right.
Ugh,
wow.
That's so tough.
But it did sound, I mean, from the article,
Yeah.
They weren't quotes from the coworkers, but it sounded, I mean, like the story was told, so somebody else had to get out.
Survive
that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Woof.
That's so
That's
rough.
awful.
Yeah.
So, this is a, again, very different kind of episode, but judgments here. What do we all think?
George Bush.
Yes. George Bush and Osama bin Laden.
Gay lovers.
Yeah, this was actually Buck's fault for being
Bunky.
This is Bunky's fault for being perverse,
gay. Yeah.
sick freak.
Yes.
The gays did 9/11 actually.
Yeah,
and I can confirm that.
Yeah.
I personally feel like production didn't. I mean, they didn't handle it poorly. I don't think they handled it. I feel like they should have
handled it differently.
I feel like they should have allowed them to call their families or something.
Yeah.
Like break the the no contact with the outside world for this a little bit.
Yeah,
let them call their families. Let them
talk to
give one call.
Yeah.
That they're okay.
Like
I agree with that.
I get it. We're near the end. Like, don't cancel the season. But
no,
at least
communicate with
let them communicate with their families.
I probably would have, if I were in production, kind of tried to be like, okay, we're gonna take this week. We're not gonna do like a vote out or anything. Like, you guys, you get one call to your family or whatever, and you have the week to like process and everything. It did kind of feel, and I get it, especially because it is a game that takes place in live time.
Sure.
Yeah.
That they might not have had the ability to do that, but it does feel like getting back to the game so quickly feels weird.
Rushed. Rushed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and be like, they should have done this, they should have done that.
Right.
But
there's no handbook, never happened before. How do you handle it? Yeah. That's tough.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any
really
judgments.
judgments.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
This is different than most of our episodes.
Yeah, there really isn't there is a crime. But
this is the only one that does have a crime.
There's a major crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reality Bombshell.
So we've got a hot new bombshell segment here. We're going to be talking about Tiger King. Joe Exotic.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
Do we know anything about Tiger King?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so he is gay.
Yes.
And he has a bunch of illegal animals. And he's like a drama king.
Yep.
And then there's this other lady, Carol Baskin, who also has a bunch of animals.
Right.
And they have like a feud.
They hate each other.
And she like for sure killed her husband.
Yep.
Is that the consensus?
That's the consensus.
That's the consensus.
She's
not proven, but yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And he took out like a hit on her, right?
Yes.
That's right.
And that's why
he's
now
in
in
jail.
jail. Yes.
Oh, he's in jail. Honestly,
Yes.
it's been so long since Tiger King happened. I don't recall.
That was crazy. What a moment.
That was. I was late on it because everybody was talking about it, so I didn't watch it. And then everybody talked about how insane it was.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I watched it, I was like, this isn't even that crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it was crazy, but
crazy.
like, remember how much it was like...
Yeah. It was...
That's how I felt when I finally watched Saltburn. Is because a lot of people were like, this is like the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. And I watched it, I was like, I mean, it's like pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But
it's not like...
It's not like...
Yeah, right. I've seen worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe Exotic, or Joe Maldonado Passage, as his
I guess I'd never...
full name. He was sentenced to 22 years in prison in 2019, which is still serving that sentence.
That's a long time for putting out a hit on somebody, is it not?
Yeah. I think it was... he may have been... It was that plus something. I think
it was something about extortion too. Something like that.
There were a couple compounding.
The way he
crimes.
got the money for the hit or something like that.
Okay.
There
was a lot involved there. So we're going to be talking about Joe and his new husband.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Joe's been married 5 times to 6 partners.
Mm-hmm. He loves a little boy.
One of those weddings was like a little throuple wedding. So Joe's 62, and Jorge Marquez Flores, who's 33, they announced their engagement in October and married recently while they were both imprisoned.
Oh, both in prison?
Yes.
Okay.
Did they meet in prison?
Yes, they did.
Oh my god, what a meet cute.
Flores was imprisoned in 2024 for illegally re-entering the U.S. after a prior deportation.
Okay.
And he was reportedly driving a vehicle carrying 6 other undocumented immigrants across the border.
Yeah.
Flores was released recently, and then pretty immediately deported.
Yeah.
Sure. Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But a little ironic because Joe and Trump have like been in contact, kind of, during Trump's first term. Joe was like trying to get pardoned. There was like a lot of talk about. As Trump was leaving office the first time, him likely pardoning Joe Exotic, but that didn't happen.
Was Joe Exotic in prison before the show came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the show came out in 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was in prison in 2019.
But the show was like part of his plea to get let out.
Pardon. Yeah. Trump loves a reality TV star.
He is
loves
one.
the drama.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I get it.
Loves the drama.
Yep.
I wish I didn't hate him as much because that would be a great...
to have a president who's a reality TV star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Womp
womp.
So Joe, assumedly from prison, over social media, was pleading with Trump. Quote, rough day getting around. The ICE agents didn't understand why we got sent back so fast. He had a hearing scheduled for tomorrow. At Real Donald Trump, just let me go to Mexico and you can keep Carol Baskin. I'm exhausted trying to figure out why you won't listen to the evidence.
So he's... Joe Exotic tweeted that?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
He wants Trump to let him and his husband just go to Mexico.
Essentially, yeah.
So Trump pardoning him out of jail so that they can go live in Mexico.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what he's asking
it sounds
for.
like his husband was already sent to Mexico.
Yes, his husband was deported.
So he's saying,
after
send me
leaving
to
office.
Mexico too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it first seemed like Joe was upset that his husband was deported so quickly. Like they were supposed to have a hearing. That hearing was like very quick, and he was immediately deported.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of this was Joe was like questioning why that happened so fast, but now he's saying, just let me get me out of here, and I'll go to Mexico with him.
Yeah. And you can keep Carol.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Who's not in jail, right?
Who's not in jail.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe's a character.
Character, yeah.
Gosh.
We need him on Real Housewives.
I don't know about that one.
I think he'd be better on a competition show.
Probably.
Yes.
Like, I think he'd probably be great on Survivor.
I think he'd be a great reality TV star.
I think, the second he gets out of jail, he'll be like every reality competition show
is going to want him.
Yeah. I think he'd fit in really well on Vanderpump.
At that point, let's just get him on, Below Deck, too?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I feel like he has such name recognition.
Yeah.
Because I think even in 22 years when he gets out,
right.
like Joe Exotic, you're not going to get him confused with somebody else.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
No.
So I think you're right. I think a lot of reality TV shows are going to be clamoring to try and get him.
I mean, Dancing with the Stars had Anna Delvey on.
Like, that's true. She was so unbothered by the whole thing. She did not want to be there.
Correct.
Yeah.
But she got paid to be there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It
was a job. Yeah.
I could see him on Masked Singer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be so
totally,
good.
Totally. Yeah.
Damn. Crazy shit.
Do we think he'll serve all 22 years?
Probably. I mean, he'll be like pushing 80 by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be shocked if they like reduced his sentence.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of parole
because he's
option.
white and in there for nothing to do with drugs. So
he'll probably be in there until Carol Baskin dies by like natural causes or whatever.
How old is she though?
I think she's a little bit older than him.
Yeah. I think she's like at least 5 years older or something.
Yeah. So she's probably in her 60s.
Yeah. Do you remember in the pandemic when there was that one song? Is it Savage? Almost Savage?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Killed her husband, whacked it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, 2020. What a time.
I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
I love her so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
Big Meg fan.
Hell yeah. Meg, hit us up. We want you on the podcast.
Please. Replace Kelson.
Yeah. And you know what? If that's who's replacing me, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Replace me. Like, I'll take it. Yeah, right.
It, just the Meg show.
Yes, exactly.
No, it's actually just Meg and Ben.
Meg and Joe.
That'd be so exotic.
Exotic. Yeah.
Oh,
Meg, Joe, and Ben.
Meg, Joe, and Ben.
That'd be a trio.
That would be an interesting.
That would be a very
I'd be
interesting
fascinated.
Nightmare blunt rotation.
Yeah.
Correct.
For real.
Correct.
Actually, not nightmare. Dream blunt rotation.
I don't know. I think Joe Exotic would make it a nightmare.
Correct.
But Ben and Megan would be
That
like
is pretty
level
good.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth noting, this might be my last episode. Depends on which order we release these things. This is the last day of recording for a while. Ben and Ariel are going to keep doing stuff and having guests and everything, but my work schedule is a lot different than theirs, so it's difficult to find a time for us all to record together.
So we fired Kels.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm getting a great severance package though, so don't even worry. Hopefully, I will be back sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Whenever we can record together, we plan to. But yeah. You guys are firing the diversity hire.
I know.
It's
DEI.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Trump's been cracking down. What can we say? They're pulling our funding.
Yeah.
You gotta let the green hair go.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. You can find us everywhere at Reality Bombshell. You can listen to us on all podcast platforms. Make sure you set up automatic downloads so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for Tim Schools for doing our logo and for Isaac Tobe for doing our theme song. I've been Kelson.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Ben.
Bombs away.
Reality Bombshell.